As you know, if you've been watching my content in recent past, I am all in on Southwest credit cards right now. And although I'm on a 15 card approval streak without ever even being sent to pending review, I'm going to risk all of that for this card because of the insane amount of value it will provide me for the next 2 years if I do get approved. In an effort to explain how this card is so powerful for the right person and show you how you can get it if you end up wanting it after this video is going to be broken down into 4 main sections. Part 1 will be a brief review of the Southwest Performance Business Card so you can tell whether or not it's actually worth it for you. Part 2 will be why I'm personally applying for it right now. Part 3 will be my data points before applying so you can see how your data stacks up to me. And part 4 will be the live application with some tips and tricks as to how you can get approved as well, whether or not you have an official business. Last note before we dive in, if I do end up getting denied or sent to pending review, I'll include my phone call to the Chase reconsideration line to see if I can flip that to an approval, so stay tuned for that. Real quick, I'm super excited to announce a giveaway on our channel for hitting 25,000 subscribers soon. And thanks to the generosity of a couple of our channel partners, I'll be giving away a combination of 10 12-month long Max Rewards Gold subscriptions so you can test out all of their pro features without any monetary investment, 6 6-month Max Rewards Gold subscriptions as a second tier winning from them, 5 1-hour long calls with me where we can build out a roadmap like I do on my paid calls or just talk about whatever you want, and 4 extra wallets of your choosing. And speaking of extra, they do have their biggest sales of the year coming up, Black Friday and Christmas. So if you end up liking the wallets that you win and want to buy some for your friends and family, the timing of this giveaway is pretty perfect. But with all of that, we have 25 total winners for the 25,000 subscriber giveaway, which I think is pretty awesome. And all you have to do to opt in is fill out the Google form below. This isn't a survey like the last one. I just need to collect some information so I can reach out to you if you do win. And the giveaway will end when the clock strikes midnight, the night of November 30th. And I'll be announcing our winners in our 25,000 subscriber live stream on December 11th at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, which is right between Thanksgiving and Christmas, so I hope you can join us. Be sure to submit the entries below and see all of the rules for the giveaway, and thank you all so much for making this community so amazing. Diving into part 1 here, I'll start with the annual fee, which is $199, making it the most expensive Southwest credit card option. But as we'll see later, it's actually one of the cheapest when it comes to effective annual fees. As for the welcome offer on this card, it has a base offer of 80,000 points after spending $5,000 in the first 3 months of having it. Sometimes it has elevated offers on it, like recently it had a tiered offer worth up to 120,000 points, that being 80,000 points for the first $5,000 worth of spend in 3 months, plus the ability to earn an additional 40,000 points if you spent $15,000 on the card total in the first 9 months. I wouldn't go for that offer personally, even if you are going for the Southwest Companion Pass like I am, because you can get even more points for just $6,000 worth of spend by getting the Southwest Performance Business as well as one of their personal cards. As for the earning categories on this card, it will give you 4x back on Southwest purchases, 3x back on Rapid Rewards hotel and car rental partners, 2x back on social media and search engine advertising, internet, cable, and phone services, 2x on local transit and commuting, including rideshare, and 1x on everything else. So overall, there's really not that much to use this card on outside of your Southwest purchases. But as always, for me personally, I never want to pay cash for any of my flights or hotels if I can help it. Therefore, I really only ever expect to use this card for like the taxes and fees with my Southwest flights. But other than that, I have other cards that cover all the other earning categories at a higher rate. Plus, I also will be earning in currencies that I value more than Southwest points with those other cards. So yeah, this card would basically just be dedicated for my Southwest purchases, which should only be very small amounts in the taxes and fees. While the earning categories aren't insane by any means, the real value lies in this card's credits and benefits, which include 9,000 points every year on your card member anniversary, 4 upgraded boardings per year when available, up to 365 in-flight Wi-Fi credits per year, valued at $8 per flight, the ability to earn 1,500 tier qualifying points towards A-list status for every $5,000 you spend, $500 worth of fee credits for point transfers when you use your Rapid Rewards business card to transfer points to another Rapid Rewards member, pretty niche there, and up to $120 worth of statement credits towards your global entry, TSA PreCheck, or Nexus fee. In my recent video about how to get the Southwest Companion Pass, I talked about this card a good amount and calculated an effective annual fee of -$37, which actually makes it cheaper than the lower annual fee $99 Southwest Premier Business Card. That was also a conservative estimation for the effective annual fee and didn't take into consideration things like the upgraded boarding, since there's not really a good way to put value on that. So long story short, I'm not worried about losing any money on this card every year, despite its somewhat hefty $199 annual fee. Moving over to part 2 now, let's talk about why I'm applying. The first reason, as always, is the biggest, and that's that I need it for the Southwest Companion Pass. As I've already mentioned, I made a video recently covering exactly how you can get the Southwest Companion Pass the quickest, and why this card is essential to that strategy. So I recommend you watch that full video after this one if you haven't yet, but to give you a very quick rundown without including a lot of detail that you do need to know, if you haven't heard of it before, the Southwest Companion Pass basically lets you buy one, get one free for every Southwest flight that you do with a specific companion. All you have to do is pay the taxes and fees, and you can even book that one paid flight with points. The quickest way to hit it is going to be earning 135,000 Southwest tier qualifying points in a calendar year. And to earn points really fast, you're going to utilize 2 Southwest credit card welcome offers, one of which being the Southwest Performance Business, and the other being a Southwest Personal Card. I would personally choose a Southwest Priority. There are very specific application rules that you need to follow, and even if you do follow them, the timing of these applications really matters. So for my personal roadmap, I'm applying for the Southwest Performance Business now, starting towards the minimum spending requirement, getting somewhat close to the $5,000 worth of spend needed, but then holding off on actually crossing that threshold until after January 1st. Then I'll apply for the Southwest Priority Card about 31 days from now, and really won't put much spend on it at all because the minimum spending requirement is only $1,000. And then I'll cross that threshold after January 1st as well. And once I complete both of the offers next year, I will have earned Southwest Companion Pass for 2 full years and can repeat this process every 2 years to basically just keep the Companion Pass in perpetuity if they don't change anything. Not to mention, I'll also earn 130,000 Southwest miles for completing the welcome offers on these cards, which will effectively cover most, if not all, of my Southwest flights for me and my girlfriend next year. The second main reason I'm applying for this card is for its credits and benefits. As a frequent Southwest flyer, personally, I expect to fully utilize the following credits: the 9,000 points every year on your account anniversary, and the 4 upgraded boardings per year when available, while partially utilizing the up to 365 in-flight Wi-Fi credits every year, and the ability to earn the 1,500 tier qualifying points towards A-list status for every $5,000 I spend. Like I said previously, this card is going to give me positive value without even taking into account the points earned from the welcome offer, but I actually don't plan on keeping this card past the first year, because while I will get positive value, if I wait to cancel it until the 3rd year of holding it, which is when I'll be needing to go for the Companion Pass again, I'd worry that Chase would deny me because I canceled it right before reapplying for it. Also, as I mentioned earlier, I could have gone for the Southwest Premier Business here, but the card just doesn't offer quite as much value to me, and my effective annual fee on it would be higher than the Performance Business, hence why I'm going with the higher annual fee version here. Let's also quickly touch on how this card impacts my roadmap while we're still in part 2. And funny enough, for the first time in a few Watch Me Apply videos now, this card is coming into play exactly whenever I projected it to. And for a while now, I've had this card on my roadmap to apply for in mid-October to mid-November. So I'm just following that guidance I laid out for myself and applying on October 30th, 2024. After this, on my roadmap, I have the Southwest Priority Card, of course, in mid-December because I want to complete the Companion Pass, followed by the Amex Business Platinum for my tax payments next year. But that's as far as I've gotten, so I need to make an updated roadmap video pretty soon. Now that we have that covered, we can go on over to part 3, my data points before applying. The last personal card I applied for was the City Strata Premier back on May 14th of 2024, and my last business card was the Chase Ink Preferred on July 31st of 2024. It's obviously been a long time since I applied for a personal card, so I think this strategy should go pretty smoothly, even considering the priority card coming next month. But being that I did apply for a business card with Chase pretty recently, I do kind of worry that I might not get approved for this card because of that. It has been 3 months though, so I'm thinking with that spacing, I should be fine. I just know that I don't always utilize all of my Chase credit cards very frequently, so hopefully they give me some grace there. As for my 524 status, first of all, for those that don't know, the Chase 524 rule states that if you've been approved for 5 or more personal credit cards with any lender in the past 24 months, they'll automatically deny you for your next card application with them. Luckily, I dropped back under 524 to 424 in July of this year, so I'm definitely safe in this regard. However, I will be pushing myself back up to 524 in December when I go for the Southwest Priority, and I don't drop back under 524 again until March of 2025. Moving into my credit scores and hard inquiries, with TransUnion, I have a 771 with 3 hard inquiries. With Equifax, I have a 774 with 1 hard inquiry, and with Experian, I have a 760 credit score with 3 hard inquiries. So overall, the most hard inquiries I have on any account is 3 right now, and the way that I'm able to do that, even though I have 15 credit cards, is for 1, hard inquiries fall off of your report after 2 years, and 2, I've gone for a couple of Amex cards which don't actually add to your hard inquiry count if you're an existing customer, so that's also helped. I think spacing your applications is super important if you want to keep your hard inquiries low, and my cadence of about every 3 months has kept my credit report's pretty clean for the most part, which I'm all for. Last note before we get into the live application, I always have all of my credit reports frozen until I'm ready to apply for a new loan. And although sometimes I'll only thaw out like one credit bureau if I want them to pull one specifically, and I know that that's pretty likely based on where I'm located, this time I'm going to thaw all of them out just because I don't want to go through any kind of reconsideration. But I do expect them to pull Experian because that's what Chase has usually done for me in the past. For those wondering how to actually thaw and freeze your credit reports, I'll do an example here with my Experian account, but just know it's basically exactly the same with the other two bureaus. All you have to do is create a free account with each of them, navigate to the credit freeze section of their website, and within a couple of clicks, you can add a freeze to your report or thaw it out. And the main reason you'd even want to do this is to keep people from pulling your credit without you knowing, especially whenever it comes time to do like a new car loan or something like that. I've seen those offices pull your report like 7 times, so it's just good to have control over what they can pull. So freezing your credit reports helps with that. Also want to mention that I'm okay with applying for this card now and getting a hard pull and, slightly decreasing my credit score for a little bit because I'm not going for any other loans soon, besides I guess a Southwest Priority card, but I can weather this temporary ding. Okay, so let's switch over to my computer now and I'll show you how you can freeze and thaw your credit reports, and then we'll dive into the application. Okay, so here we are. I'm on my Experian security freeze page, and you can see right now that my file is frozen. All I'm gonna do is actually just schedule a thaw here because I want to just do a temporary one and it'll automatically freeze again once the time is up. All I have to do is click add a thaw right here, select a date range, so we'll thaw it from today until Sunday, basically, just in case they have to like do reconsideration or anything like that. And then I just click save here and everything is just gonna process, and now my thaw is active. Obviously, you can just come down here and freeze it manually if you want as well, but it's literally as simple as that. Now I'm gonna do the same thing for my TransUnion and Equifax, and then we'll get into the application. Now I've gone ahead and navigated over to the card application page, or at least the page right before that. As you can see, applying for the Southwest Performance Business Card. Bonus offer is 80,000 points after spending 5,000 in 3 months, which is exactly what I'm looking for. And all I have to do is click learn how to apply right here. Then I'll be brought to a card ratings page, which has the same welcome offer, just making sure once again. Then I'll click apply now. I'm being redirected to the secure application with Chase now, and we'll fill out everything from here. And here we are, one more click, I guess, to get to the actual application, but I'll just click here to apply. Okay, awesome. So now we are here and I'm ready to give you a rundown of the application in case you want to go for it yourself. I'll give you some tips and tricks as to how to get approved and what I've found success with in the past. So let's dive in. First, we're going to have to fill in our authorizing info, which is pretty self-explanatory. If you're someone like me who used to apply as a sole proprietor, but now applies under my single member LLC, which basically functions the same, I just choose owner here to keep things simple. Then we move into the personal details. Really shouldn't have to explain that one. Identification, same thing here as well. And remember, this is your personal information here still. So your 2 options for tax ID type are your social security number or your ITIN. For basically everybody here will be using our social, and we'll use our business EIN later if that's how you choose to apply. Home address, very straightforward. Contact info as well. Specific to a Southwest application here, you can enter your membership info. And if you aren't already a Rapid Rewards member, you'll automatically be enrolled when you're approved. I imagine most of us are existing members if we want the companion pass and want this card. So I'll just be pulling that from my actual account because I don't know what that is off the top of my head. And then we get into the financial information, which is the total gross annual income here. Luckily, they give you a little pop-out box here telling you exactly what you should know. That being that your total gross annual income is what you earn or reasonably expect to earn. And if you're 21 or older and regularly use income from others to pay your bills, you can include that too. So clicking on the little more info button, you can see that there are a ton of different things that qualify towards total gross annual income. You don't necessarily need to be exactly on the number here. It is an estimation for like the next 12 months. Obviously, you want to be as honest as possible and don't report like 2 or 3x what you're making. But theoretically, the higher the number, the better, because they want to see a low debt to income ratio. And the best way to get that is to have low debts and a high income. But yeah, again, don't exaggerate this like crazy. Just make sure you don't shortchange yourself. Then we get to some more confusing stuff, the business details and business structure. So here, this should be pretty straightforward. If you just want to apply under your social security number, meaning that you don't have an official business, you can apply as a sole proprietorship and just use your name and social. That's what I've done for a lot of card applications. And that's why I title my videos for business cards like how to get approved without a business, because you don't need an official business to get approved for these cards. However, if you're somebody like me who does have an LLC and you want to use your EIN for the card application, that's what you would select here. For your business details, obviously, you just need your full business legal name and the desired business name on card. Pretty sure you can put really whatever you want here on this box on the right, but obviously your legal name needs to be able to be traced back to you in case something, was to go wrong with your application. If you're a sole proprietor, proprietor, just put your personal name here and you'll be fine. Then you answer the question of, do you have a DBA for your business? You will know if you have a DBA. You don't just make one up. So this shouldn't be a hard question. It just depends on how you've set up your business. The number of employees section, it tells you down here to enter the number of all additional employees, not including yourself. So enter 0 if you're the only employee. That's exactly what I'll be doing here. So we can go ahead and fill that out. And then you can put in your business tax ID. So this is what I was saying earlier. You can put your social security number here if you want. I'll be using my EIN since I have one and I want to be able to separate my business and personal as much as possible. But yeah, pretty straightforward. Fill that in here. Then you move down to your primary physical business address, which is where they're going to be sending the card to. You can select if it's the same as your personal address as well. So that keeps things pretty simple. And then for business contact info, they just need your phone number. For a sole proprietor or single member LLC, you'll just be putting your personal phone number here most likely. And then the last confusing part would be the business financials. Your business established date is important because they don't necessarily want you to put, like last month as your business established date. But again, you have to be honest here. So I would put whatever date you either started making purchases for this business or initially had the idea and started making strides towards it, like putting hours towards it. But technically, the longer your business has been in business, the better. Annual business revenue is basically exactly the same as the personal income. The higher number, the better here. But again, you want to be able to back this up if they were to ask for some kind of documentation. This is expected revenue though for the next 12 months. So as long as you can prove that the type of business that you're going into has the potential to produce the profits that you're putting here, or just the revenue, not even the profits, you'll be golden. For your estimated monthly spend, putting ourselves in the bank shoes, they don't want you to put 0 here because then why would they want to give you a business credit card? So you should put the monthly spend that you expect to do on the card. Generally, I put a ton of spend on my cards in the first few months, obviously, to hit the welcome offer. So I kind of base my estimated monthly spend off of that. And then if it tapers down after I hit the welcome offer, that's not necessarily a big deal, but I feel like that gives me the best odds of being approved with a decent limit compared to putting, like $100 per month as my estimated monthly spend. Caveat to everything, of course, try to be as honest as possible with this, but this is all estimated numbers here. So just do your best. As for your business classification, you're just going to choose the industry that your business is in, which can be somewhat confusing, but just don't think too hard about it. This is just going to help them prove that your annual business revenue and stuff is at least somewhat in line with what other people are putting for their types of businesses. And I do think that once you fill this out, it'll populate more. So let me just go ahead and find something that fits for me. So if I put like information here for mine, the business type will then populate all of this stuff down here. So they have internet broadcasting, like a social network. That's probably what makes the most sense for me. I might look through this a little bit more, but hey, pretty close. Then it populates a business subtype. And for this one, there's only one. Sometimes there are more. And it'll give you an NAICS code automatically based on what you put in here. So you don't have to worry about looking that up. After that, you just put your percent of ownership, which for me would be 100 because I'm the only person in the business. You get the option to add employee cards now if you want. I won't be doing that, but you can. Your paperless statements, you'll want to probably turn on if you want to, save the earth. But no, I'm kidding. Whatever you want to put here, you can. And then we can check down here the pricing and terms once again to see the APRs, which I never really talk about because you should always be paying your cards off in full and on time every month, or you shouldn't play the credit card game like I do. Definitely shouldn't be getting a high annual fee card. So just be responsible, please. We see the annual membership fee here as well, which is important. Transaction fees are always good to know as well. Luckily, this one has no foreign transaction fees, which is cool. And then the penalty fees is something I always reference, but have never paid once in my entire life. Again, you should not ever pay one of these if you just are responsible with your cards. And that is kind of the baseline rule that we should all be following here, is to use your credit cards like a debit card, never miss a payment. And if you do that, then you can play the credit card game more like I do. And after that, all we have to do is read and agree to the above and submit our application. So let me go ahead and fill in my information. Okay, and here we are. I always get nervous for this part of the application, no matter how many times I've done this. And I guess matter of fact, this is number 16, so that's fun. But let's see if I can keep my streak alive of being automatically approved for every card I've applied for. Here in 3, 2, 1, submit. Okay, now they're working on my application. Thank you for your patience. Please just be an automatic approval. I do not want to have to deal with reconsideration or anything like that. And I really would like to start this first step on the Companion Pass journey, but hey, let's see. Drum roll, please. Come on now. Well, look at that timing. You are all set. Your card should arrive in the mail within 5 to 7 business days. Wow. Okay, let's go. Okay, perfect. Looks like I got a credit limit of $11,000, which is nice because I can obviously easily hit the minimum spending requirement with that. And all I'll do now is explore my new account. I'll sign in to access it, add my card to like my Apple Wallet and stuff like that, which I think I might have to wait for since it's a Chase card. I will set up auto pay though for sure as soon as I'm able to. And I'm actually going to call them after this to see if they'll expedite the card so I can get it before these payments I need to make very soon. But overall, I'm stoked. This is my first Southwest card. We're on our way to the Southwest Companion Pass. And if you want to see more of my experiences in applying for some of the most popular credit cards on the market, go ahead and click into this playlist next. I'd feel too bad waking Odin up for this outro here, so I cranked up the ISO on my camera. Sorry for the quality. But as always, Odin and I really appreciate y'all watching. If you did enjoy the video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel, and we'll catch you guys next time.